New documents obtained by the Daily Beast appear to indicate that Donald Trump and several other people with the Trump Organization lied to investigators many, many years ago when those investigators were trying to figure out just what the hell was happening with the Trump Foundation, which, of course, as we all know, was dissolved a couple years ago after, what does it say? A shocking pattern of illegality. But here's what these new documents tell us. These new documents tell us that there was a $25,000 check signed by Donald J. Trump himself from the Trump Foundation to a political action committee that was supporting then Attorney General Pam Bondi here in the state of Florida. And we all know, by the way, how that story ended up. Pam Bondi was investigating Trump University, gets 25 grand from Trump, then suddenly says, I see no problem with Trump University. You guys are good to go. And then Trump University, like Trump Foundation, was dissolved and forced to pay back all this money to people. So yeah, there's definitely a pattern of illegality, not just with the Trump Foundation, but with Donald Trump himself. But back to the $25,000 check. When investigators started looking into this, because Foundation was a tax-exempt organization. Tax-exempt organizations are not allowed to give money to political causes. So they conducted interviews, and everybody they interviewed said, oh, we had no idea. I didn't know. I didn't know this was a political committee. You know, oops, our bad, right? The new documents show emails from Bondi's staff to Trump's staff, and here's what one of them said. Again, it was a pleasure meeting you today. Thanks again for always being so responsive and wonderful to work with. Let Mr. Trump know that we are so very thankful for his commitment of $25,000, and if he wants to make it $50,000, that's perfectly acceptable. And then they typed a smiley face. Seriously, thanks again for everything. And before that, by the way, the email was them giving the tax ID number so that the foundation knew how to, write the check and all that, and explaining to them that, this was a political action committee. Here's the name of it, Justice for All, which, for the record, Donald Trump also misspelled on the check, although I don't know if he wrote that part personally, but there it is. And the reports are saying this is, the smoking gun documents showing that the people from the Trump Organization, Trump Foundation, lied to investigators. And it's pretty obvious at this point. They knew they were giving money from a charity to a political action committee. Now, unfortunately, that investigation is closed. And it ended, of course, again, Trump Foundation getting dissolved. But this kind of seems like the thing where you may want to reopen that investigation. Because now you have these documents that have come to light. And it's shocking to me to think that they didn't have these when they were investigating the actual foundation. That's a little weird. But this is criminal. This is criminal. This is illegal. I thought people got arrested when they did things illegal. No, we just don't do that here in the United States anymore? This is why, by the way, Trump's behavior continues to escalate. Because he always got away with it. He never got caught. He always had people in place like Michael Cohen to, quite literally fix things for him. But that's why I think what's happening in New York now with those other investigations, I think those are the real deal. And I think those truly do threaten to take Donald Trump down for good. There's nobody left to protect him at this point. And he had been protected throughout all of this. People went and lied to investigators for him. He may not have personally lied himself, but he knew that he was sending people in there to lie. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But there's nobody left to lie for him. There's nobody left to cover for him. Just a bunch of idiots from the Trump family tree trying to save their own ass in New York. I'm hoping we get more action on that investigation very soon. Because the more I read about all these crimes and everything that Trump has done, the more pissed off I continue to get. This man deserves to be held accountable. I mean, that's the very least that should happen to him at this point. Accountability is a good thing. And all these little cult members need to understand that their leader is nothing more than a common crook. They'll never believe it, though. They'll never believe it. But maybe a couple of them might finally see the light. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.